Giving it all we got, giving it all we can, giving it all we got. Oh, climbing up to the top of the world, no fear, we're gonna make it. Everything we want is ours. Whoa.
Hey, well, here we are again on the Thai farm. And if you're wondering, because you've been watching these videos, yeah, I'm wearing the same shirt. Matter of fact, I'm wearing the same Thai kind of farmer pants. And I'll probably wear them like all week until they get so crusty that, you know, you gotta hand wash them. Actually, this gets laundered, I think. Unless it's gonna get too messed up. But, you know, hell, why should I change my shirt every day? You know, I'm retired. And I'm gonna get it totally dirty. And in fact, I shouldn't even shower every day. Although I do. Sometimes, several times a day. During the hot season, oh my God, I'm showering. But I thought I'd video this little task I have to do because it's freaking insane. So over here underneath the house, where the the bathroom pipes and stuff come down, you know, I had a pump down here to the pump over there is supposed to push like 40 meters, and it's longer than that here. So I put another secondary pump here to suck the water as it's being pushed by the other one, you know, which you can do, but somewhere in there it might push back or whatever. I don't know, you might actually not get as powerful as a pump. So that's why I put up the blue tank over there to say, okay, well, I'm gonna fill the blue tank now. Just put the new pump I had, or the old pump, which now was going to be new to the blue tank, would suck from the blue tank, give it the most pressure, which, you know, that was fine. And the pump took a crap after, I don't know, a year or something like that. I don't know. Maybe from going on and off and on and off and on and off too many times, because you know, I didn't bother to set the pressure switch. You know, just lazy on that, I guess. I can set it, I know how. But anyway. So yes, basically I have no turns. I remove all of this crap. So now the pipe comes up from the shop house, makes a right turn. Actually, there'll be a T, but I'm gonna cap that off. Makes a right turn, and then another right turn, so that's 2. And then it would be 3 and 4. Before it goes, you know, actually, what's that, 5? And then it would be 6 to a T. And that's to the toilet, and that's to the sink, and that's the shower. Or, you know, that's the sink, that's the shower. And that's a lot of turns. Obviously, the more elbows you have, I think, there's a reduction in water pressure. What do you think? Is that just my imagination? But decidedly, all that crap, it has to be better. So I'm anticipating greater water pressure. I mean, who does that? Anyway, yeah, so the beast will come out. I'm gonna remove that today and drag it over to the back. Now that I put more cement on that extra piece I put. Remember how I told you it dipped on both sides in that previous video? So yesterday when I was doing that front gate brick stuff, the accent, I also made the first batch or whatever, and I poured it on there and leveled that thing out. So now what I'll be doing is I'm going to take that, like I say, water tank, go back there, and I'll set up the pipe so that the small blue tank, I wonder if I can fill that. I wonder if I can skip the small blue tank and fill that big blue tank directly. Anyway, either way, I'm going to have the blue tank back there full of fresh water, which will be a lot more than just the short blue tank full of fresh water. You know, I got some ideas. Also, I need to go buy on the electrical side of the house there. I need to buy that RCCB switch, unless I figure something else out. But I think I need that switch back there. And I also need 20 meters of that 2x4 copper braided wire, or two strands, number 4 gauge. That's what that means, 2x4. And that I can run actually from the breaker main over to this little box out here where I talked about using my X-Acto to carve off the aluminum wire, the main wire coming off the pole. It's actually under the ground, but again, I don't think I'm going to be doing that one. I just don't feel like I could withstand that 300 to 500 volt jolt and still live. All right, man, let me slap some glue on this and we'll get it figured out. I'm back at you. All right, ta-da, got it done. So all that monstrosity is gone. I had my brick here, so these were staying in the bushes, so I'll probably put a nice plant here now. But coupling there, 3/4 reducer there. I turned it off for now because the glue's drying. I did not have a 3/4 cap in my repertoire of PVC fittings, which I have a million of them. So I did have a 3/4 valve, so I just put it there. And I thought, hell, you know what? Maybe one day I want the water to come out of here for something, the clean water. So I'll leave that valve there. Or later when I add another pump over here. But speaking of which, I was just looking at the hose, and the water is like barely coming out of there. And it must not be. It's uphill from the tank. When the tank was totally full, like it was this morning, a lot of pressure, push that out there. But oh, look at that! Damn, maybe it is empty. Shoot, let's take a look. I'll probably step on this and then turn this probably. Oh yeah, these are hand tightened. Oh yeah. Shoot, man. I guess it did. Used all that water, come out and water the lawn. The lawn should be good and saturated by now. I can still use this. I always try and cut these. Whenever I'm cutting, I try and cut with enough room to still put a coupling or a valve or whatever, so I can still use this again, so to speak. You know, if I'm gonna, like that big old quagmire of friggin' valves and pipes, you know, I cut them to where I could use them again. For what, I don't know. But here, let me put the camera down and see if I can't hurt myself tipping this thing over. Well, you know how I like to document all my accidents, minor or otherwise. Anyway, so I got it in place, put the 2 pieces I had earlier cut off, put them back in, and the tank is full over there, so I need to put a valve. I need to intercept that pump and put a valve the way I'm doing this. But the way it looks, I'm gonna have to wind up, if I want to save all that water, which I just put in there, I'm gonna have to put the valve on the intercept on that side, which means I'm gonna turn that valve, cut that pipe, put the intercept T in there, and then elbow it back over here and then back over here. And in doing that, I got my little handy, you know, this is a grinder, but they really should advertise this for PVC cutting. That's what it is. But I wound up not turning it off, and boom, it actually cut right through my glove. And I knew when I felt it, I go, oh man, god damn it. So let's see what kind of damage it did. It don't feel good. Not too bad. It went right through my fingernail. That probably protected my finger, although it got my finger too, so right through the damn fingernail and my finger. And these gloves are my cement gloves, so now I got a whole bunch of cement in there. That's right. There's cement is shut. I'm really just gonna, let me put this down a little bit. Oh, I just got to put a coupling on this. Slap up this PVC. In there. These are those little brushes. Remember, they come in like a big brush, but it's 8 pieces put together, kind of like island style almost. And then I just break them apart, and then they make perfect PVC gloves or PVC brushes. It's better than using your finger. I mean, I've used my finger many times, but you know, hell, man, this thing is soupy good. Plenty of glue on there. And in keeping with the idea that I just use what I have, because the house system was a 3/4 or a 1/2 inch, and the other pipes I was using going over there, the old pipes were 3/4. I had a 3/4 to 1 inch here. So this tank could be 1 inch just like that tank, but I had already adapted this end of it to a 3/4, and I don't have any 1 inch pipe. So if I went and bought a whole new thing of 1 inch pipe and new fittings, I could refit the whole thing, but I'm just going to do with it what I got it, because it works fine, and I think I have what I need. I do have the 3/4 elbows and the couplings already in stock, and anyway, I think I can make it work. That is if I don't chop my finger off again. It's bleeding now. It's bleeding now. Here, you want to take a look again? Right through the glove there, buddy. Does that work? I don't know. Just watching on the big screen. Oh yeah! All right, so I got that one. Let's get the rest of it done. I'll show you when it's finished. Yeah, well, that was pretty much an all-dayer. Getting that done. It's 3:45. So as you saw, I put the blue tank here, and ba-boom. So I got the old pipe, but I put a coupling in it because I saved it, right? So this is and I marked it. This is the in. The water's coming in. You can hear it right now, actually. And that's the exit. I got the arrow going out. And I remembered I had this guy, which was the one of those traps, and you know, for the larger debris. And I had that for a while, and it's a 3/4, and this was 3/4 pipe. So I was like, oh my God, you know what? For the water that's coming out, especially now because I made everything new, there's probably gonna be some of that blue PVC dust or whatever in there, and that screen should catch it coming out. We'll see. But yeah. So what I had to do was leaving the pump in its position and leaving the blue tank in its position. I cut that blue tank off right down there, and the water was like coming out, and I had put glue on the inside of the valve, and then I just kind of, because it was coming out, it was cool. It was coming out under umbrella. I should have videoed that. It was kind of coming out umbrella, so as soon as I stuck my hand under there, you know, the valve really wasn't getting wet, so then I could just go boom, and I stuck that valve on top of there and turned it, so that meant that the pipe was closed, and then I could work on this freely. And so right now what I did was I put the T there, so that way now the water is pumping, instead of going to the house, because I got the valve closed, the old valve, I got the valve open here and it's filling the tank. So when this tank gets full, I'll be able to open this valve and the pump will suck directly from here instead of there, because I'll close that valve. So basically I have two choices. I have a choice of this blue tank or this blue tank. And so, you know, by design what I'll do is I'll fill this up to capacity, and then I'll close that blue tank, and I'll use this off of the house, and we'll see how long this lasts. I mean, if this blue tank is two of those blue tanks, which it probably is, then it should last twice as long. We'll see. And then in the meantime, this blue tank will continue to fill from the 2,000 gallon or 2,000 liter tank. It's a monstrosity, I'm sure, but you know, again, I wanted to use what I had. I mean, in the end, if this works out, I'm starting to have some ideas, because even though I got clean water coming out of this tank, it's still not quite as clean as, you know, as my homemade tanks. But I'm gonna figure something out, try and make it super clean. But it's certainly clean now. I mean, it's totally clean water. This thing was full. Let's see how fast it's going down. It's going down pretty good. So I can fill that back up. I got plenty of water over here. See, I can see when I got water coming out right there. If I pulled this, it'd come out, but I got water coming out right there. That means the tank is full up here. I can open that valve up, and now that clean water is filling that little blue tank. So as it fills the blue tank, let's see how fast it's coming out. You can see that. It's all right. It's coming out, and the other one's filling up. Should be right nice. But that's probably all I got today. So, hey man, hope you found that interesting. And thanks for watching. You can keep watching this crazy freaking water program we got going here. I was going to try and get to the brick facade, you know, the accent on the front gate, part 2, whatever, but couldn't get to that today. I was all wrapped up in the water. All right, man. And then until next time, we'll get back at you from here on the one knob. Hey, before I end this video, let me add a couple things. Ouch! I don't know why I say ouch, but I just took delivery of this one little item. Anybody know what that is? Pet that dog. So my truck, it feels like as if the transmission was slipping, but it's not the transmission that's slipping. What it is it's like the linkage. So where the you have like a cable that pulls the linkage arm, right? And that cable has got an eyelet that slips over this little pin, you know, this nipple that goes on there, and it's tight, right? And that's what makes it go all the way in. And there's this bushing that is around, that's on the inside of that, and it goes over there and makes it a tight fit. So because, and I already looked, that bushing was gone basically, so that's why I ordered one. Although I thought it came in a pack of like 4 of them, but just one. And without that bushing there, that little bit of play that's in there is enough so that when you go put it in park, it might not want to start because it ain't all the way in park, or it ain't, you know, pulling on that last part. At least that's my theory. So, and I believe I'm probably correct. It seems like there, but it's a kind of a harder plastic thing, so it does have a certain amount of, you know, it's going to add that extra distance that I need. And yeah, so I'm gonna go put it in right now. I was drinking this, it's not the cup, but I forget, koi, right? I forget, it's one of my favorite drinks, but real quick I'll show you. My wife makes it from back here. See them green, them big old green kind of palms? That's this stuff right here. It's pretty delicious. And it's free. Plants and water. And sugar too. I mean, if you buy it at the market and all that stuff, they sell it, you know, like, you know, when you go and you have those big old glass jars, and one's yellow, one's red or whatever, one's this and that. Those are all plant-based drinks. The yellow one is this one. This one's kind of yellow, but it's just not as, maybe not as strong. Or they might even put yellow food dye number 12 in there or something, make it look more pretty. But chances are, this is it. It's pretty good though. I think I can do this without any tools. Let me, let's get underneath there, man. Underneath my truck. Where is it? So, this right here is the deal. This is what shifts your truck and stuff, so this comes just right off. It's like that, see that? And there's supposed to be, this green thing's supposed to be in there. And it's not in there. And what did I just do with it? I just dropped it. So the idea is should be that way. I could adjust it too. Should I do that? You go through there. It's got a little bit of a lip on it. Let me see, and that hole looks like it's got a hole for a lip versus this other side. No, the other side's got one too, so it probably don't matter. I'll put it on this side. There you go. See that? Now, okay, I think I'm gonna, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. You know what, I forget. I think I have to have my truck in neutral. Nah, let me get it in neutral. Oh, there you go. Well, got her in there. I'm also auto mechanic. Dope. The jackass of all trades. Oh, I gotta go get my key, see if that worked. All right, man. Back at you.